Let's Chat.
Doesn't matter where you go in the United States, most of the country is fighting a pretty substantial child care shortage. However, here in Tennessee, we are reversing that trend a little bit, thanks in no small part to what our next guest is doing. This is Donna McConico, CEO of the Signal Center. Donna, good to see you.
Thank you.
Tell me how we are bucking the trend. I know other states are lacking in their child care providing, and we probably are too, but not as much as what our neighboring states are.
First of all, there's always a need for more. But in places where we're having less child care all across the nation, Tennessee has actually increased the number of child care seats in Tennessee in 2024 by 22,000.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
How do you think we did that?
Well, I think it's very intentional work by the Tennessee Department of Human Services, and we're a partner with them. We provide coaching, training, mentoring to every child care worker in the state of Tennessee. So it's a really great way to partner with small businesses, because we're talking about 2,600 small businesses across the state. So, well, let me tell you about a new initiative that is really great. Tennessee worked together. We've always had a pretty high quality assessment process called the Quality Rating and Improvement System. And they worked with child care providers and they worked with parents to say, how can we better communicate how to go look for child care? I don't know, when my daughter was young, I had no clue, you know. I'd walk in and kind of feel the vibe. And so what we've tried to do is do something a little different, and they rolled out the report card just a month ago in October, well, 2 months ago in October. So you know how you go in a restaurant, Tip, and you have this rating system, 100 points, and you know if it's 60 or 70, you're kind of saying, oh, I'm in the wrong place, you know, let me move on. Now every child care provider in the state of Tennessee has a scorecard that's based on a 100-point scale. And
if you have questions about what's involved in making this scoring or the criteria, you can always contact those folks at the Signal Center.
And the scorecard actually tells it, you know, how do they score with teacher-child interactions? What's their health and safety thing? And so we've really worked hard to make sure that parents and everybody have that.
Tell me a little bit about the Signal Center's Child Care Wages Tennessee program works.
One of the biggest issues for child care workers is wages.
Sure.
Because if you raise the cost, then you have to raise the cost to families to provide it. And the Tennessee Department of Human Services recognized that we need higher wages. We need more salary supplements. So Signal Centers was granted a grant. It's been about 3 or 4 years now, and we've given away $17 million in salary supplements directly to child care workers, child care professionals.
And where does that money go to? What do they do when they're paying it forward, for lack of a better word?
So the money goes to the child care professional, and what they can do whatever they want with it. But they have to, the goal is not to have turnover, and so they have to stay at their center, and they also have to pursue higher education. So what we're trying to build is a more highly educated workforce, and one that stays, because you don't want a child to have 3 teachers in a year.
Absolutely, and I come from a long line of educators, and they're all, without exception, have been found guilty of spending a lot of money out of their pocket that should have been picked up by their respective schools. So what do we have to look forward to in 2025?
Well, there's a whole lot of initiatives that are coming forward, and one of those is a real emphasis on early literacy, because we know kids don't just go to school and then learn to read. There are pre-literacy skills that have to be developed in early childhood.
Right.
And so we have programs that really are incredibly intense and nationally normed to say this is how we help get a child ready to read. These are the skills they need prior to entering school. So it feeds into school readiness, but even more than that, it's about child development.
And there is probably no important step in a child's development than being able to learn at or above grade level when it comes to reading.
I would totally agree with that. And we have to start when they're youngest.
Yep, that's right.
And thank you so much for having us today.
Donna McConico, thank you for joining us. And again, Donna is the CEO of the Signal Center. You can find out more information. Check out their website, signalcenters.org, signalcenters.org. Hey, how about some nice ice skating? We'll tell you how to do it down in Fort Oglethorpe straight ahead.